So here's what's in your box for the Undersling. You start off with the new replacement pads for the Ergorig that go on to protect the camera. We'll show you how to install those in a moment. The rest of what's in the box, you have your elastomer cord, the Undersling system itself. You also have a little set of wrenches and screws, and the shoulder plate that attaches to the shoulder plate of the Ergorig, and we'll show you how to install those momentarily. So the first step you're going to do is remove the Velcro pads on the shoulder plate on your Ergorig. The top one and the inner one. From there, you can take your screws, and what you're going to do is you're going to take your 2.5 millimeter Allen wrench that came with your kit, put it in the holes and round them out a little bit to clear out any of the Velcro that may be in the way. That'll allow the screws to go in a lot easier. Then from there, the first thing you can do is get one of the screws, push it straight on through. That will give you a chance to line up that screw with the threaded hole in the plate. Just get a couple threads started first, then grab your second screw, put it to the furthest hole there, line up that one as well, give that a couple of turns to get the threads going, and before you cinch any of them down, make sure you add the other 3 as well. Get them in place. And then once you have all 5 of them, then you can tighten them down. So the next step is to take your rubber tube and slide it through the Undersling plate that you just installed. You can pull it all the way through straight to the bead, like that. And then with the excess for now, since you're not using it at the moment, slide it through one of the utility hoops on your belt to take the slack. The next step is to remove the original pad from the Ergorig and keep it aside as a spare. You're going to take the new pads that came with your kit, and you'll see on the wide pad there is 2 sizes of Velcro, a wide one and a skinny one. The skinny one is going to go towards the front here on the inside of the Ergorig, and you're going to line up this side of the pad with the plate here. Same thing at the bottom. You're going to do that to protect the side and the corner. And it may take a little work, but you get it in there so you can see it's almost flush with the plate, so you're going to protect the corner here. Take the other pad, the skinnier one, and then that one is going to go over in this area here, which then Velcros to it, wrapping around the belt in the back and protects the bottom corner here. So what you're doing with this pad is protecting the camera from hitting the buckle area here and the bottom of the plate. Next, let's take your capture release mechanism out of your kit. And this is what it looks like here. So from here, we have the adjustment of the strap set for an Alexa handle. And this represents an Alexa camera handle, which you can see will wrap up and snug up here. But for those of you that have a slightly larger diameter handle on your camera, use your 3 millimeter Allen wrench, and you can loosen the cinch plate here, adjust the strap in or out to your needs, and then retighten securely. Once you're on here, set the pad on top of the handle of the camera with the thumb lever facing the back of the camera, rearward. And then you want to unscrew this part here, which brings the hook down to its lowest position, down at the bottom. And then as you reach the plate underneath, you should have just enough space to snap it in, roughly 1 millimeter or 3 in here. At that point, you can then tighten this up, but you also want to be able to be sure to find your CG on your camera, wherever that may be, and then snug it up in that position by tightening the handle and spinning it this way. Once the Undersling attachment, the mechanism is ready, then you want to make sure it's tight enough, and wherever it ends up, the good part about this little handle, if it's in your way, it's spring-loaded and can be moved out of your way wherever you need it without making further adjustments. So the next step is to run the rubber tubing through the capture release mechanism. To do so, push down on the trigger with your thumb, slide the rubber tubing between the 2 cleats, and then pull to the left. Once you release your thumb on the trigger, it automatically cinches on the rubber tubing, holding the camera in place. To raise the camera to any desired height, all you do is lift up with the camera with your hand and pull with your left hand the rubber tubing to the desired height that you're looking for. If you want to lower the camera, Just push down on the trigger with your thumb, and it automatically goes to the position you want. Release the trigger, and it now grabs the camera again. To release the camera from the undersling rubber tubing altogether, you can push the trigger down and pull the tubing out, or leave enough slack so you can now put the camera back on your shoulder.